Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Please like and leave a comment, and share this video.
Only 3 minutes until the start. Only 2 minutes until the start.
Please like and subscribe to this channel today. And don't forget to share it and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awesomeness is about to start in 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Grab a drink and a snack, sit down and enjoy watching the show. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and share it to others.
Hey everybody, welcome to live show 60, and we're obviously live from Minsk, Belarus. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, I look really red today.
You're in the sun today, I
In
guess.
the sun today. It's very hot today. 35 in some places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to the drifting championship today and tried to stream from there, but the internet was, as one would call, crap. So it's a bit stuttery, but there you go. Got a video tomorrow coming out showing some of that. So if you want to tune in and subscribe, that'll be up then. Okay, I look like a red Indian.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't notice much. A little bit. You feel lucky that you got a little color. You don't look like a corpse anymore.
Yeah, maybe I like looking.
You looked like a talking dead guy before, but
yeah, maybe I like looking like a corpse. Maybe that's my thing. Corpse man. Okay, let's get right into it. First thing I want to start with is, oops, I suppose the right screen would help. Is it's 40 years since the, wait for it, metro is was started in Minsk. There you go. 40 years, just like that. And what else we got? And also, as everybody knows, or maybe you don't know, we've got a live show on Wednesday, which is the big Independence Day here in Minsk. Going to be lots of military vehicles, lots,
new and old, new and old,
and
July 3rd.
And this was a practice the other day. I haven't got any sound. This helps. Just stopping it here. See, American tanks can't do that. Drive on the road, it just destroys them.
See, that's what I was looking at that myself, and I was thinking, how's that? What, you know, normally it'd be chewing it all up.
No, these ones don't do that. So they've been practicing all week. Planes, military vehicles, driving up and down. We'll be there from 9 a.m. our time, which is 7 a.m. GMT or London time. Tune in and see that. With the big provocations on the Ukrainian border, let's hope they don't try and do something while all this military equipment is in Minsk.
Well, they still have a significant amount down there. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a big thing. Matter of fact, we'll get into that right away.
Yeah.
We probably both have some of the same videos. Yeah. Yeah, with all the provocations and the words are getting more and more and more, and now they're lining up a lot of troops on the Ukrainian side, and obviously the Polish have increased the size of their military massively. I think it's doubled the size, and they still want to increase it much more. You know, the strange thing is, it's not that you know, Russia is initiating anything like that, or Belarus. I think the military size of Belarus is the same as it was before the military operation.
Yep.
I was surprised. I was thinking they're going to, you know, expand it a little bit, but then I think it was Lukashenko talking not long ago, and he was mentioning the size, and it's like, wait, that's about what it was before the SMO. I think it was like 67, in between 60 and 70,000 soldiers. It's a small country, as you know, 10 million people total in the country. Minsk, I think, is only has 2 million people. It used to be that Ukraine was bigger than Minsk, but now Minsk is bigger than Ukraine.
Ukraine, you mean Kiev?
I mean Kiev, yeah. It's I think Minsk is the 11th biggest city in Europe. The only city in Germany that's bigger than Minsk is Berlin. For example, Hamburg and Munich and Frankfurt, they're not as big as Minsk.
Also in this parade, there's going to be military from Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan and all those other places.
Joe Biden.
Yes. Well, the stand places are turning up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got all these grills on the side now.
Just for drones, drone coverage, huh?
Yeah, and RPGs.
That one's got a lot there.
So there you go. That's that was the other day. When was that? Two days ago. They're practicing. And what's we got here?
I have one. Ukraine threatens Belarus. I think that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, we'll just get to that.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
I think it's Colonel Vadim Lukashevich talks about the threat. The situation on the Belarus-Ukrainian border is characterized by increasing tension. A coalition of Western countries has unleashed a hot conflict near our territory. On their part, attempts are being made to drag our country into war. In these difficult conditions, this country is doing everything to maintain peace on Belarusian soil. We have information that Ukraine is moving troops and military equipment to our borders, in particular American infantry fighting vehicles, multiple launch rocket systems, and long-range artillery and other equipment are stationed in the Zayamai region, wherever that is. Zaytomir. According to our estimates, we have the front Ukrainian army at the last, despite the huge losses and lack of equipment, are still drawing a large number of equipment personnel to our borders. We know that the Ukrainian army has deployed surveillance and electronic reconnaissance systems near our borders. Unmanned aerial vehicles are widely used. From time to time, they violate the border and fly into our territory.
Yeah, they I saw one yesterday where they shot down a drone. It's coming from Ukraine.
Yeah, I think I have.
So I guess they're not going to change the laws in September. They were thinking about changing the drone laws here, where you could have them again. But if Ukraine keeps doing this, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that.
Mothers.
Yeah. If we would have been talking on Friday instead of today, I would have said Zelensky's searching for peace, but he's not. So, and yeah, I think I have that. Belarus foils Ukraine terrorist attack. Oh, this is that map. This is, I think it looks like, see, that's going into Belarus. It looks like that's where they're putting their forces. Like they're gonna take two sections of Belarus down there like that. And you would guess, because it's very close to Kiev, they're gonna do that because, as a protection, I would say.
Yeah, but in Gomel up here, there's something like 100,000 Russian troops still.
Yeah, well, that's down there. There's a lot of Russian military down in those areas. Of course, in Baranovichi, there's quite a bit. Baranovichi is right up there.
Yeah.
And the Pinsk region a little bit.
Pinsk is here.
Yeah, kind of in the center, and Baranovichi is almost north of that.
It's very annoying. There's no road around here.
What's that?
It's annoying. There's no road. Like from Baranovichi to Pinsk, that would be good. Straight there. Cut that. That would be a nice road.
Yeah.
Because you've got to go all the way down to here, nearly to Brest, and then come back again.
Yeah. But it looks like maybe that's what they're planning on doing anyway. It looks like they want to take that area by Brest. That's the strange thing about Brest. That's why when we went to the fortress, and so that's been the site of back, I think, even to the Mongols. Maybe I think it's been that area has been attacked.
Well, that's where the Germans attacked in Operation Barbarossa, World War II, when it started. Great Patriotic War.
Yeah, 1941. But that's a strange. I think that's not the border there, is it?
The border's here.
Because I thought Brest was much. Oh no, wait a minute.
No, Brest is close to Poland up here.
Yeah, I know it's closer to Poland than to Ukraine, but it's also somewhat close to Ukraine. But
yeah, but that's not very far from there to there.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. I was thinking it's a little more on the tip, but I guess not. Yes, but anyway, like I said, if I would have been talking, or we would have been talking like this Friday, you know, it was like Zelensky was signaling like he maybe wanted to start talking, you know, peace talks with Russia. So we have a video of that. First one. Then when you hear the second video. So listen to this video, and what kind of impression do you get? It looks like, you know, obviously it sounds like Zelensky is saying, well, you know, people are dying and we got to talk peace.
You've got this video first. Is this the drone one?
It can't be.
Belarus foils Ukrainian terrorist attack.
Oh, I thought you played that. Oh, no, you didn't play that one yet. Okay. Well, yeah, you can play that one too.
That's the next one.
This is where they're shooting down a drone, a Ukrainian drone, and then they show it at the end.
This is the video from it.
Can't remember.
Yeah. This is drone footage.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the Ukrainian drone, is it?
Yeah, it's from there. What they were looking at.
Oh, surveilling, you know, anywhere near the border of Belarus, huh? Where they're going to drop bombs and once they invade. After, of course, getting probably Russia and Belarus to do something. If they take the bait in a provocation.
Oh, that's right. They found some explosives as well, didn't they?
Yeah, cache of, I think it was plastic explosives. A cache containing 3 plastic containers was discovered, and they hid it with plastic containers contain a light yellow plastic explosive, 2 kilograms. It's masked with orange powder on top. They couldn't use white because Zelensky would probably want to say. The container contains trigger fuse. Yeah, you can see there's detonators there. By the way, those look like U.S. detonators for Claymore mines. Handle those a lot of the time. They look identical to that. $500. Gee, I wonder who's behind that one. $500, U.S. equipment. All U.S. equipment. Or is it a proxy of a proxy like the U.S. normally does? So, jeez. And then we can play the Zelensky peace thing. It's not going to be like what they said tonight, like we played last week. My piss is your piss, says Maya Sandow from
we have to
Malta
find
said.
and to prepare this plan and to put this plan on the table during months. We don't have too much time because we don't have
too much time.
You know, a lot of wounded and dead people on the battlefield and through civilians. That's why we don't want to have this war during years. So that's why we want to prepare this joint plan, put it on the table to the second peace summit.
Second peace summit. Yeah, that sounds like he's actually caring, doesn't it? But then you got to play the second video. And then you can find out maybe a little bit more about what he's talking about. Oh, people are dying. It's very important for us to show a plan ending the war that will be supported by most countries of the world. This is a diplomatic path that we are working on. This is a yeah, right. Besides, as I told you, not everything depends on us. We have production on technology, drones, missiles, artillery, and it is really increasing because we must be strong on the battlefield. Because if you are weak and it's not because someone wants to, you didn't want it from the very beginning, and blah, blah, blah. We want peace. But we have to be strong. And that's why we are developing our production in order to be strong, getting more weapons. Because Russia understands nothing but strength and respects no one but the strong. So these are two parallel, whatever. Be strong and on battlefield and develop a plan and clear plan, a detailed plan, and it will be ready this year. So it sounds to me, you know, what he wants more weapons. And he said within a couple of months in the first video, and now he says this year. So,
and I'm convinced that.
Sorry. So he's starting to stretch it out a little bit more. In other words, I don't know if somebody talked to him, but I don't know. I think he's just. What do you think? Do you think he's just trying to BS everybody to say, "Oh, I want peace. You know, we're losing too many people. We just need it within a few months." And then he's a tough guy.
Depends what he's being told, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's being told. I'm thinking it's what he's being told, because I can't see that. It's probably he talked too compassionately in the first one, and they got pissed off at him and said he's got to be talking like a tough guy, like the United States does. You know, we got to go in and kick everybody's butts. Yeah, since Zelensky was an actor, maybe these were two different parts he's playing for, whatever. In the first, he wants the war to end, and that's too many dying. And in the second, it's just the opposite. While we're on the subject of the Zelensky talk videos, here is one where you would believe he wants to rule Europe.
And I'm convinced that every European nation that shares common European values should be part of the European family. This is true for Ukraine.
Yes, leader.
This is true for Moldova, really, for the peoples of the Balkans. I'm sure Georgia's moment will come. I'm sure that there will be decisions regarding Belarus. Because it's also a European nation that should be in a united Europe in the future. And
did you hear what he said? There will be a decision made regarding Belarus. He didn't say Belarus will decide. A decision made in matter of fact, a decision has already been made regarding Belarus, and they've been trying to do. It's called regime change, and they've been going for that for a long time. And remember, outgoing Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland says we're going to continue trying to, conduct regime change in Belarus until we can get a puppet. I mean, until we get somebody that respects democracy or their democracy, meaning what the United States tells you to do, you better do. Yes, and we also have a guy is a former advisor from Trump. And
the European Union's just given more sanctions on Belarus as well.
Yeah.
That was on Russia. They've extended them.
Yeah, now they extended them to Belarus, right? Yeah. Well, I don't even know which ones they were. I knew there was some things that we didn't have to put up with that Russia did.
I don't get it.
I can't even remember what they are now.
Belarus still hasn't done anything.
Yeah. Well, even before, even when they were when they canceled passenger trains going from Europe into Belarus, years before the special military operation. It's like, well, what did Belarus do? And then you have to ask them, well, what has Belarus ever done to any of them existed? The thing is, they want to take control. Belarus has to bend the knee to the United States, and Lukashenko basically believes that they're a sovereign country, and they don't. That's what they don't like.
Yeah, because they don't want to put in LGBT stuff. That's it.
Yeah, that's all that
problem.
kind of stuff.
That's the problem.
Anything that shows that you are subservient to the U.S. Once you put in the LGBT, and the U.S. knows exactly you're on our side.
As we're discussing over this whole show, the root of all evil is the U.S. the root of all evil?
Yeah, well, you'd think it's money, but and it is money in a way, but that's running through the United States, because the United States is run by money. It's not run by any human compassion or any laws or any justice system or anything. It's run by money. Wherever there's money, that's what the U.S. wants. They want that, and money and power are just two opposite sides of the opposite sides of the same coin. So that's what that's all about. And even Trump, same thing as the other guys. Unfortunately, because Trump is he's not his own man either. He's got to do what his political donors tell him to do.
Yeah, because that
otherwise you're gone. You're not going to make it anywhere to do anything.
Sheldon Adelson's wife just gave him $100 million.
$100 million.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good.
Yeah, because donation. She wants. She's Jewish, so she wants.
Israel and stuff.
Keep going on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he was pro-Israel before too, and he had to be. In other words, you have to be anti-Palestinian, and euphemism for Palestinian is Hamas. So when they say bomb Hamas, they mean bomb Palestinians.
Yep.
So a lot of people are talking about that now. I don't even know where I heard that first. It's not originated from me. So, but here is a guy, he's a former Trump advisor. His name is O'Brien. And he's actually saying a little bit more, giving you a little bit of insight into what Trump is getting at when he says, "Oh, I'll end this thing before I take the political office. Is within 24 hours, I'll end this war between Russia and Ukraine." And
we need to sanction the Russian Federation, but it was always too little, too late. We need to bring Vladimir Putin to the table, and the way to do that is what Larry Kudlow and I called for, and what President Trump has called for, is to put massive sanctions on the Russians to bring Putin to the table so we can have a negotiated peace treaty. We've got to stop the killing in Ukraine. We've got to stop the killing of Ukrainians. We've got to stop the killing of Russians.
Stop giving them weapons.
Yeah, that's what he leaves that one. He leaves that one out.
That'll be a good start.
Yeah. And we need peace in the world. And our weakness, there's too little, too late, telling the Ukrainians they can have some weapons, but they can't have others.
Yeah.
They can use some weapons, but they can't
give them
use
more
others.
Weapons.
The half-measure sanctions. None of that's helping in the war in Ukraine.
Half-measure sanctions. Isn't Russia the most sanctioned? And they've got 16,000 sanctions or something.
Yeah, the most sanctioned country in world history is Russia.
And they can't think of any more sanctions.
And they're calling them half measures. And then Trump is saying, or at least he is saying that Trump says, massive sanctions. Trump hasn't said that. I haven't heard it myself. And actually, Trump has he didn't allude to this, but what Trump is actually saying that he'll cut off the money to Ukraine, meaning, of course, the weapons as well, I presume. But he's not the one that decides. It's the Congress that decides.
Exactly.
So
that's for it's a lack of leadership under the Biden administration.
Yeah. So cut off all the weapons to Ukraine. Sanction Russia if Russia doesn't do what we tell them to do. Yeah. I don't know, but it's not that Trump will actually do this. He'll just say he does it. Like he said he had the greatest economy in world history, when I didn't see that. I don't know, maybe I was asleep or something like that. But, of course it was on a better path than what was before and what happened after Trump, but it's not like the greatest economy in the history of the world. The whole debate
the other night was, I had the greatest economy, I had the greatest this, I had the best that.
Yeah, he's just too full of himself. That's a problem with Trump, Everything he does is the greatest that's ever happened in all of history.
It was getting annoying on the debate.
Yeah.
I had the best, I had the greatest.
Yeah, and then you hear Biden. He was saying a lot of the same stuff, but Biden has already been proven over and over and over and over again to be a liar. Trump is an exaggerator, but Biden is a pure liar. So, yeah. But if you want to really hear some truth about Ukraine and, what's really going on there, we have there's a reporter that she interviewed Lukashenko, and Lukashenko said everything's on the table. You can ask me any question. And of course, I think she is on the kill list of Ukraine. Ukraine kicked her out.
Who isn't on the kill list?
Yeah. Matter of fact, probably I think Arestovich is probably even on the kill list. But this woman's name.
Have you checked if your name's on there?
Yeah, I haven't. No, I might be. If not, I'm pissed off. It's an error of no. I don't want to be in a kill list. I'll be on the enemy list. Just don't put me on the kill list. But her name is Diana Panchenko. She's Ukrainian. Nice, good-looking young girl. And it was a nice interview with Lukashenko. And here she is, saying what she has to say. Oh, we need sound.
Journalist, winner of the Ukrainian Award Journalist of the Year, author and host of top-rated shows on Ukrainian TV. Today, I'd like to talk about the truth. I hear you ask, why should we listen to you? Today, the mainstream media hear only Zelensky, who no longer has a rating in our country, and fail to represent the voices of ordinary Ukrainians. Simple folks who just want to live. I'm going to tell you about those people. I'm one of them. Ukrainian President Zelensky imposed personal sanctions, launched criminal trials against me. They want to give me a life sentence. But what have I done to deserve this? Maybe I've planned a terrorist attack? A life sentence for a publication in a Telegram channel, where I said that only peace can save Ukraine. I'm not joking. And that's why I'd like to ask you a minute of your attention. They say you're defending Ukrainian freedom. Then why are thousands of Ukrainians now imprisoned for political charges? Imprisoned for posting or even liking posts on social media? What kind of freedom is that if we're forced silent? What is the Ukrainian government hiding? Some of my colleagues, journalists, have disappeared after February 24th, and I don't know if they're still alive. They were calling for peace, just like I do. Has anybody ever threatened to kill you? I face such threats every day. But there's more. Are you ready? I'm going to show you people who managed to escape, who were tortured in front of their wives and children. Look at this guy. He's not alive anymore. Do you know how he died? He was shot in the back of the head, shot by a border guard.
That's democracy in Ukraine.
In the 21st century, people are not allowed to leave the country and are shot in the back of the head. U.S. citizens are allocating huge amounts of money for arming Ukraine. I ask you, colleagues, to tell the whole world where that money is going. How hard it is for the people in my country right now. They're terrified. They're disappointed. U.S. taxpayers' money is being stolen. That's why people don't want to go to the front lines. Therefore, they're dragged there by force. They do not understand why they have to die so that Zelensky and his team become even richer.
The Nazis.
They don't understand why they have to defend the dictatorship. I will show you the evidence of monstrous corruption. The truth can never be abstract. Global media push the narrative that Ukraine is fighting for its freedom. But how can you explain this then?
They are love. They're dancing. Can't you tell they're dancing? Slaps the woman. Look at that. We showed a few of those.
The truth is really simple. The poor die for the rich.
In Ukraine, you can't just breathe air
Billionaire
because
Zelensky.
we are at war.
Those who are against that are being imprisoned and cancelled. Those with a different narrative are branded as Kremlin agents. They branded Elon Musk as a Kremlin agent. They branded Tucker Carlson as a Kremlin agent just because of his interview. And by the way, why hasn't Zelensky given an interview to Carlson? I know the answer. I know him and his team all too well. Utility rates haven't decreased, the war hasn't ended, and responsible people haven't been arrested. You haven't given a sentence to Poroshenko.
I'll have to look into that.
He can't answer even a mildly challenging question, like these ones. Why does his government steal U.S. taxpayers' money? Why aren't there any Ukrainian politicians on the front lines? Who killed journalist Gonzalo Lira in a Ukrainian prison? Why is Zelensky afraid to hold elections? However, there is a more important question. Mr. Zelensky, what happens if tomorrow you allow men to leave the country? Dear colleagues,
Country will be open.
do you even care about the real fate of Ukrainians? Ukrainians are not action movie heroes. We're alive, and we want peace. I can answer for Zelensky, and every Ukrainian will confirm this. Now I'll tell you how to stop this war in an hour. Just give the men permission to leave the country. There won't be anyone left. The war will be over. People don't want to die for Zelensky.
Nazism.
Fucking motherfuckers from Bankovskaya Street. Who are we fighting for? So that they share money and positions.
Instead, the situation is heading towards escalation. They prepare the public for a bigger war in Europe with more countries involved. It's easy to support a war when it's far away. But keep following the wish of politicians by fueling it, and you may burn. We've never been closer to a nuclear apocalypse. It's even worse than in the times of Cuban Missile Crisis. Remember that movie where they tell you, don't look up, don't think. People are tired of propaganda, everywhere in the US, in Ukraine, and in the EU. My YouTube channel has over 70 million views a month. Here on X, my tweet was seen by 1 million people in 3 days. Do you know why? Because people are just tired of lies. And the only thing I want today is to invite you, colleagues, to invite you, global media, to notice ordinary people of Ukraine. Please email me or send me a message on X. I have a lot of information and I'm willing to share it. I'm also going to keep posting my videos on X. I'm open to any interview, to any discussion, to any questions. War has taught me that it can always get worse. The truth is not abstract, and it's the only thing that can save us. Peace be with us. Bye.
Yeah, we gotta contact her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Wow. That sounds great. We also have a one of the later mobilization videos. Of course, she's probably got hundreds and hundreds of them. You know, a couple of them that she was showing, I think we showed 2 or 3 of those ones, you know, little parts. But here's one, I guess, from the past couple of days here. Soccer player mobilized. It's number. Well, a football player. Nice hot day and look at how they love him. Jeez, it's incredible. Yeah, another person, well, I guess you call him a journalist, but he was a politician, then he was a journalist, and now he's a journalist and a politician, and a guy that I wouldn't get in a debate with, you know. But you know, old Piers Morgan, he can stick his foot in his mouth. I think he gets slapped down every time when you get like Jackson Hinkle or a lot of people, Jeffrey Sachs. I think he gets slapped down all the time. So here is George Galloway slapping him down. It's a classic George Galloway.
Starmer, Biden, Trump, Sunak, I'd trust Putin more than any of them because they're my leaders. They're the leaders of my part of the world. And they've betrayed me and they've betrayed their own people time and time and time again. So if I was negotiating with Putin, I would look him straight in the eye. I'd put to him the Piers Morgan question. Do you intend to take a piece of Britain? I think I could rely on him when he said, I certainly do not.
Really?
Russia is the biggest country in the world.
Look, he thinks Putin wants to take a part of Britain. What an idiot.
Fourth richest economy in the world.
Piers Morgan.
It is indissolubly linked now to China. What an achievement of American statecraft. Nixon and Kissinger spent all that time trying to keep Russia and China apart. We have driven them together to the extent that they are now hip to hip, joined at the hip, and growing numbers of countries, some of whom were once allies, satraps even of ours, are joining the BRICS, joining the Shanghai Cooperation.
The problem is, George, he'll be watching this interview, I'm sure, Vladimir Putin, and he'll have already heard
get
you
him,
say
get him,
that,
Piers, get him.
Yeah, if you invade stuff like Crimea and the Donbass. You get to keep
Piers
it.
is going to get him
thinking,
now.
Why can't I
If
do
the
that
people
in the
vote
UK?
for it. No, if the people vote for it.
That's the problem with appeasing dictators.
No, well, he's not a dictator.
He's a
got a
dictator.
better
Like Libya and Syria that the U.S.
from
took.
The people
and
that
is
Rishi
keeping.
Sunak never faced
Why
a
do you
vote.
think that is?
Look, Rishi Sunak's never been voted by
Rishi
anybody.
Sunak doesn't kill and imprison his political opponents.
Well, ask Julian Assange, who nearly died.
Oh my God! Well, ask all those people in Guantanamo Bay if America does that or not. There's a lot of people in England. Look at it. There's lots of them in France. I mean, over and over again. You know, I mean,
January 6th guys and girls in the US.
Yeah. The guy from January 6th, and what would happen with Edward Snowden if he showed up in America? I mean, what about the Skripals? You know, they were the Russian ones, and nobody, not even in
Where are they? Where have they gone?
Yeah, nobody knows where they're. You know, nobody can interview them. Nothing. And
because that was a scam as well.
Yeah. It's like you can ask. Theresa May is not there, but ask the British government, what are you afraid of? Why don't you show us them being interviewed? The Skripals, you have them hidden away somewhere. You know, it's just like Brittany Griner. How come we never hear from her? How bad the Russians are. You know, I mean, come on. You know, oh, don't look there. Don't look there. Just pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It's you suffer. I tell you, Piers Morgan, what an idiot. I don't know. George Galloway says, you know, I'll look Putin straight in the eye and I'll say, do you want a piece of Britain? And I think I can believe him when he says no. And Piers Morgan, really? It's like, what would Putin want with part of Britain? I don't know what kind of natural resources they have. They have a whole bunch of people there that hate the Russians. What would Putin want with any part of Britain? I mean, what a joke. Where does Piers Morgan, where do these people, I mean, it's just a line to fool everybody in Britain so that you have to, you know, get this compelling desire to want to go over and kill some Russians, you know, like Tucker Carlson. Putin. Yeah, talking about rough governments. What about Bolivia?
Yes, back to the root of all evil.
Yeah.
US back coup. Why?
Yeah. Well, what? No, wait a minute. That was. Are you sure you're not mixing that up with 2019 when the U.S. got Evo Morales out of there? You mean they did it again?
Well, they tried to do it again.
Yeah, they tried to do it again.
Just found the biggest deposit of lithium there.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, they got lithium, believe it or not, in the Donbass area. But that's been promised to Germany. So Germany wants that. Germany is supposed to get the energy from the Zaporozhye power plant because they shut down all of their nuclear power plants. So that was part of the deal from the very beginning. You know, and then you got BlackRock has got a lot of this land and that rock. And you got all this kind of these deals going on. And you only hear about a lot of certain parts of it as time goes by. You know, just you got to kind of take note of that. Rosemont, Seneca, the Biden group, they had the laboratories there. We can't talk more about that because it's on YouTube.
Yeah, and today my wife said her friend in Ukraine in Lvov said, her friend just sits there and waits until 1 o'clock for the electricity, and then there's electricity from 1 o'clock until 7 p.m. and then it's off again.
From 1 at night to 7 or what? 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 7, or?
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 7, it's off, and then it's back on again after that.
It's off.
Yeah, and I said to her, it's going to get worse.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. It's what is one possibility that Putin might be able to do if they keep escalating, like Zelensky, as we just heard in one video. He wants even more. He wants even more dastardly weapons. And of course, so O'Brien says, yes, we got to give them the worst possible destructive weapons that, so that we can get peace. Give them the worst. Give the Nazis the strongest and most destructive weapons that we have, so that we can get peace. And what if Putin starts saying, well, when the weather's still fine, maybe September starts to get cold.
It's going to be bad this winter for them. They're going to have no electricity and no heating.
Well, what if he says, like, maybe around August? Well, you can't say it in August. It's still too warm. Well, maybe September. You have to say, September. Everybody, Kiev, we're going to, eliminate your heating plants and your electricity plants. You might want to start packing things up and start heading to greener pastures somewhere, because it's not going to be very pleasant in Kiev. So he gives them warning, and let's see, let's see what happens then. It's not like the United States. It just goes and obliterates everything without any kind of warning, like they did in Iraq, like they did in Libya, like they do everywhere. But they're the nice guys. I'm not talking about Dresden back in World War II, where they obliterated everything and everyone, basically.
Yeah, when the US and NATO go in, they always destroy
Hiroshima.
the power plants, the water plants, everything.
They do it. They do it all like right away. They go. They destroy all the television stations. Yeah, they do it all right away. But that's the good guys. That's the rules-based order. They're allowed to do that. The rules are for the other guys to follow. And then if Russia does it to one place, look at how brutal they are. Look at how terrible. That's inhumane. And what was it? One of the air defense rockets hit a apartment building, and they blamed it on Russia and all that. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, I'll tell you what, you can probably sit there for a whole week without even sleeping, hearing about all of the crimes and stuff that the U.S. and Kiev have been doing and blaming on Russia. So, but anyway, in Bolivia, we have a part of an interview. This is Luis Arce on June 7th, 2 weeks before the U.S.-backed general attempted a coup d'etat. What is that general's name? I forgot. Doesn't matter. I believe that NATO's actions are putting. Anyway, they're putting the world in danger, not only in Europe but also in Latin America. We've seen it all. We see with great concern that NATO is acting in several countries in the region, meaning South America, where they previously did not participate, where they whatever, and it generates hostile climate in the region. When Latin America has always been characterized as a very peaceful region. We have always resolved conflicts between countries through dialogue. There has never been a need to take up arms. And we know that NATO, when it approaches our countries, does not come with good intentions or to promote dialogue. Remember the Sandinistas? It's worrying what's happening there. We see how NATO acts in other places and where it has gone, and there have been problems, like Libya and Serbia. So I think there is concern in our region over the actions of NATO. We do not share the militarist, liberal objectives and the purposes when the planet needs today is peace. Liberal objectives like LGBT, I guess is what he's talking about. In other words, you get it forced upon you.
I thought NATO was a defensive organization.
Yeah.
That's just for the North Atlantic area.
No, that's for when they get up and, and when everybody is kind of like half asleep or something, and they say, yeah, we're a defensive organization. And they don't want to mention all those times where they are actually the ones that did all the attacking. Some of the worst attacks in the last decades are done by NATO, of course. And they have these large lithium deposits, most of which goes to China. In 2019, the U.S. backed a coup in Bolivia against Evo Morales. And so don't forget that one. So, but for the meantime, let's just, because this has some relevance here, let's switch over to Europe again. And there's a tweet by our great friend. This guy's like in charge of the, one of the guys in charge of the expansion of NATO. It's Gunther Fehlinger. He's, how do you say that? He's a economist from Austria, but he's not an Austrian economist. And he's the guy that has decided where Russia is going to be broken up into 30 different countries, where all the boundaries are and what their flags are going to be and all this sort of stuff. So he's kind of in charge of, taking over. He hates Belarus with a passion, and he hates Serbia with a passion as well, because you can find some former tweets from this guy. And it says here, we won the Cold War by arming the Taliban in Afghanistan to enable them to defeat, how do you get along with the Taliban now, Gunter? Anyway, we won the Cold War by arming the Taliban in Afghanistan to enable them to defeat the Soviet Union. We must do the same today by arming Russian internal Islam-based armed opposition to dismantle Russia. So isn't that what just happened?
The Taliban didn't actually beat the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union just left after 10 years because it was just a waste of time.
Yeah, yeah, it's just waste of money and everything.
Time, yeah, they left. They left casually, nicely, not like the US ran away the other day.
Yeah, well, they'll say it's just like Vietnam and, the US. I don't know. It's actually, you could say that Russia was worn down, just like the United States was worn down by the Vietnamese, even though they were decimating the country. And yeah.
How many Vietnamese did they kill?
Oh, I don't even know.
Nearly 2 million, I think.
Wow. But also when you talk about Russia and Afghanistan, you'll find out that the roots of Russia and Afghanistan fighting also lead to the CIA in the United States. So they actually brought that one about too. It's just unbelievable. But as you see, this talk about the Cold War from Gunther Fehlinger, Russians, this was all over in Russia on talking about it, the Russians on tweets and this, that, and the other thing. And even Dmitry Medvedev had a response. So let's see what he says about that.
Yeah, but it's in Russian.
Dmitry Medvedev?
This one? Oh, the next
one? No. It's the next video, number 11.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So that was some other Russian responding. A whole bunch of probably responses to Gunther Fehlinger. They, maybe because they watched our show and we talked about this guy. It's one of the big enemies of Russia. At some point in time, the United States of America has decided that it won the Cold War. It was a very serious misconception. The U.S. did not win it. Listen to this, what he says. What's more, it is now just one step away from losing it completely. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, if you're going to look maybe in about 6 months or a year, then you can find out if the United States won the Cold War or not. Yeah. So if you see, if you've been all watching, you see these policies of NATO, the US, UK, and the EU, they're all identical. All of them are in lockstep. It's like one person is leading the entire crew, and it's just one big club or something like that. But we're also seeing that NATO is perfectly willing to use terrorists. That's exactly what's been going on. As a matter of fact, I remember in Iran. Remember when the Jundallah, they had bombed the Iranian National Guard, and it was Rigi. Rigi was the name of the guy in charge of it. And when they downed a plane, I think it was in the United Arab Emirates or something. Anyway, Iran forced a plane down, didn't kill anybody, didn't even kill the terrorist. They took him off the plane, and then of course, they captured him, and then he admitted that he was working for NATO, and doing terrorist attacks. So there you go, So the U.S. and NATO will use well, everybody knows that. It's like the Al-Tanf base and all that sort of stuff in Syria. These are terrorist bases, and the U.S. runs them. And everybody knows that. Everybody in that area knows it, and half of the Middle East knows it, but not the American people. So that makes me wonder if it's going to be staying on YouTube or not, revealing this stuff. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Yeah, they use genocide. Isn't that what's going on in Israel? Who's giving them all those bombs? Banned weapons, also in Israel. What about those cluster munitions? Stealing money. Isn't that what they're doing to Russia? I mean, it's like, what crime does the U.S. not use? Things that are banned and against the law, international law, and then they sit around and say, you guys are going against international laws. So anyway, obviously the United States does. And instead, Russia makes deals. So now let's go back to Bolivia. So that's one reason why we were talking about Gunther Fehlinger and all. So now let's go back to Bolivia. So what's going on with that lithium? The U.S. wants to take it by force.
This is why there was a coup attempt.
Yeah, because Russia and, believe it or not, China are making deals. This YLB is a Bolivian company. So they signed an agreement, and Russia is going to build a big industrial park there. So, yeah, oh, what is this? Rosatom. Okay, that's this. What's the one here? It was announced. This is ironic. This deal was announced. As a matter of fact, you can see the date. Somebody even underlined it. Wow, that's pretty cool. On the 29th of June, 2023. Isn't that strange? Well, what day were they trying to overthrow? Or what time were they trying to overthrow? Wasn't it in late June, just a couple of days ago? They're trying to,
Yep.
And it's kind of like 9/11. That, the 10 years earlier, George Bush's father declared the New World Order, and it was on September 11th, I think, 1991 or something like that. And then on September 11th, 2001, just happened to be when they, did that little thing, the September 11th thing. Yeah, very strange. Yes. So Rosatom has agreed to build an industrial complex in Bolivia. And as you see, it was signed on 29th of June. On 7th of June, Luis Arca visited the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum and announced, like we just heard, Bolivia wants to join the BRICS, but he didn't say it in that interview. And we begin to see why the leader of Argentina is a U.S. lapdog against the wishes of his people. He's doing everything the U.S. wants. Maybe he kind of saw this coming, or maybe somebody told him verbally, we know where you do your laundry. We know where your kids go to school. It would be terrible if something happened to them if you didn't do the things like the way we like you to do it. So anyhow, yeah, but some other people that like to resist the masters of the universe is Ansar Allah in Yemen. Your boots you'd be shivering in your boots, whenever you heard that, except for the fact that they don't seem to really kill that many people, but they do a heck of a lot of destruction, and they're screwing up. They're screwing up the lives of people that are in favor of genocide. I mean, I talk about, these are some tremendous people, known as also the Houthi, Ansar Allah in Yemen. Well, there's kind of a maybe too long or boring of a video. It'd be better if we have trimmed it down. But anyway, this is allegedly hypersonic missile by Ansar Allah, and they've been hitting a lot of ships lately. It's not necessarily with this missile. They just had its debut just some days ago when they used the first hypersonic missile. You can bet that Iran might have helped them, but it's really strange. The U.S. doesn't have one yet. They're still working on it.
That's because someone stole the plans.
Yeah, somebody stole the plans. The Russians stole the plans, and the Iranians stole the plans. Yeah. China stole the plans. Who else? I don't know. A lot of people are coming up.
North Korea.
Oh, North Korea. North Korea has a hypersonic, but the U.S. said the earliest it'll be 2025, wasn't it? Maybe. So if it is hypersonic, I don't know. Looks like it worked, whatever they shot it at. I think this is just a test we're watching right now. But they're hitting ships in the Red Sea and, I don't know, name some of the other seas. All these seas. Not the Black Sea, though. Gosh.
I thought they were going to start attacking ships in the Mediterranean.
I think they have hit one, or didn't they hit one? They're hitting them all over the place. I remember one time that was like 3 different seas, all within a couple of days, and they hit ships in on all 3. And and the U.S., of course, keeps bombing them. The U.S. and Great Britain.
Maybe the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea. What's the other one?
I don't know. Not the Black Sea, not the South Sea. I don't know. Oh, Not the Caribbean.
Not the Caribbean.
It's a little bit too far away.
Yes.
Man. Yes. But yeah, you can see one reason why. You know, the attitudes. You know, it's not like they're killing Israelis. They want the Israelis to stop killing the Palestinians, and you know, you can see what it's actually a Nazi. It's a Nazi offshoot, this Zionism, that Israel is using on their own people, just like what the Ukrainians have done for many, many decades to their own people, you know, for hatred and hate and hate and hate, to hate the Russians, and these guys to hate the Palestinians. You know, in times before, they got along very well together until Great Britain sold that land to Zionists when it never even belonged to Great Britain in the first place. So that's when they started trying to get rid of the Palestinians, the Zionists, when they came there. So here's a video, number 13 here. It's this guy, what's his name? I didn't put his name. But anyway, he's some journalist and politician-ish guy. And listen to how the crowd reacts after he tells them that they killed 42 Palestinians. And first of all, it seems that the assassination of the fourth guy in Hamas, but they've said many times they've killed him. Anyway, there are massacres of 42 civilians. Yay! Civilians. That guy's kind of asking, what do you do to what civilians? Anyway, cheering when they killed Palestinians. So.
Yeah, was it 70 to 80% of Israelis think it's okay what they're doing?
Even if they're protesting against the government, they still are in favor of the genocide of the Palestinians. It's incredible. Yes, and speaking about the bombs, you know, and killing of Palestinians. Yeah, we keep mentioning that the U.S. had no bombs for Ukraine. Remember, they said, we have to give them cluster bombs because we're out of bombs. We don't have any more. Sorry, you know, I mean, they have to use cluster bombs and that are banned by international law, you know, and matter of fact, they're still using them in Ukraine. But as soon as that started on October 7th, I don't know, the U.S. found thousands and thousands and thousands of bombs. Now, I don't know, was I lying when I said that the U.S. has lots and lots of bombs, and I didn't believe that they had to give them the cluster bombs? You know, it's incredible. But anyway, maybe I was lying, and maybe I was looking in a crystal ball. Anyway, they had lots of bombs for Israel. And of these big bombs, the U.S. sent 14,000 big bombs to Israel, as well as these massive Hellfire missiles. If any of you have ever seen that movie Iron Man, with whoever that guy is.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. When he was before he became Iron Man, and he was a weapons dealer, Stark Industries. Stark, that sounds familiar. Anyway, Stark's not with us today. He's not watching, unfortunately. But anyway.
He's away today.
Yeah.
His
Rolf Stark.
nephew's graduating, so that's more important.
He'll have to watch this.
Somehow, that's more important than doing work with us.
How can that be possible?
Exactly.
But anyway, he'll have to watch this later on. But anyway, what was his name? Tony Stark. Tony Stark, yeah. He at one time he shows a demonstration of a Hellfire missile, you know, and it blows up a huge big hillside, you know, something like the size of 2 city blocks or 3 or something like that in the movie anyway. And yeah, U.S. sells these things to Israel to use against Palestinians. If you've seen some of these things where a whole block is blown up by Israel, it's, you know.
See, Russia's using 3-ton bombs at the moment.
3-ton? Wow. Yeah, they're using some big ones too now. Yeah. So anyway, 3,000 Hellfire missiles. I mean, geez, that's enough to probably take off at least half of Gaza. But it's not reserved just for Gaza. You know, as you know, Israel also attacks Lebanon. They attack Syria. They want to start a wider war, as everybody knows.
Most of a lot of nations are telling their citizens to leave Lebanon.
Yeah, yeah. So that tells you something's going on. The U.S. told their people to leave Lebanon.
Australia, EU countries.
Yeah. In other words, they're kind of privy to what's going on, what Israel wants to do, and nobody's trying to stop them. You know, and yeah, we'll get a little bit more into that. Well, let's see. Let's say it right now. No, I think I put it at the end. It's what the leader of Iran is saying about Israel's attack. So we'll catch that later. But anyway, the U.S. sent a lot more bombs besides these two Hellfire missiles and these 2,000-pound bombs. But they're just not mentioned. They're just talking about only those two. And there's much, much, much more on the way. And they keep sending them right now. That's only one reason probably why they haven't started this thing yet in Lebanon, because they're waiting to get so many bombs. And I think there was some...
And for the aircraft carrier, the American aircraft carrier, to get into the area.
Yeah, and then there was also some other big ship they sent there, something with a huge amount of firepower, you know. And of course they want peace. You know, that's why they're sending all this firepower and giving Israel all these bombs.
Always.
Because they want peace.
Always.
Just like in Ukraine, you know. And what was I going to say? I said, well, anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, so you can see how tough the IDF are, the Israeli Defense Forces. We have a video here, and believe it or not, that video is not in Gaza. It's not even in Lebanon. That's in the West Bank. You can also even almost, because it's completely separated from Gaza. So that's another war they're trying to start.
And
the West Bank.
Hamas isn't there.
Yeah, Hamas isn't even there. And so look at how much they like this guy. They're patting him on the back, on the head. And here comes his daughter, his 12-year-old daughter, trying to say, stop doing that to my daddy. They throw her on the ground, not giving a damn about that. Strange thing that no Israeli soldier has ever spent one day in jail for killing a Palestinian. That's really weird. They must all be innocent, you know? That's really strange. Yeah. But how many times? This will be the third time that Israel will attack Lebanon anyway. And they keep bragging that they're going to crush Lebanon and they're going to, you know, and I think it's part of their long-term goal is to take over that territory all the way up to the Litani River. And right now, you know, I think they still occupy the Sheba Farms, however you want to say it, and that's kind of linked to the Golan Heights of Syria. So, you know, if I were Hezbollah, I would be going and trying to get that back. So, but that's not up to me. So, anyway, you want to see a funny video? See how Russia gets recruitment instead of doing what the Ukrainians do by giving you a nice van ride with your buddies after getting a couple fists and some kicks. Here's how the Russians recruit. A propaganda video for Russia.
Oops.
Anyway, how much left? Okay. Much left? A lot. But the work needs to be finished. Chasov Yar, Kherson, Zaporozhye. Oh. We have to finish. Oh no, they're going to get some more. Work, brother. Yeah, so I guess that's how Russia gets people to join. Doesn't seem to work for Ukraine. I don't know. Maybe some people don't like Nazism. Yeah, so you want to see Tucker answering some questions about being Putin agent and all that sort of thing?
I heard he's Putin's man.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard he is Putin, but I mean in a disguise.
Okay, this is.
You've preempted my question on Putin.
Putin!
Putin! I think you did strategically because you knew it's what we'd ask.
Putin! He's so bad!
And I also appreciate that.
Did he make you take the COVID shot?
Take the what?
The COVID shot? No, he didn't.
Listen to what the reporter says. It saved millions and billions of people. Like, we know that here on this show.
The COVID shot saved probably tens of millions.
Oh, yeah, and definitely.
Yes.
Safe and effective. This is why everyone loves the media.
Probably 100 times more.
Just like some of my friends,
it's like a time capsule.
relatives, they're living happy underneath the ground.
Soldier on Okinawa, you think the war's still going? Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Jeez.
That whole session he did in Australia was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. You probably have some other parts of that too, huh? Yeah. Putin! I remember Alex Jones when this was a long time ago, many, many years ago, long before the special military operation. I think maybe they were calling him a Putin agent, Alex Jones. So he was running through his studio and saying, Putin's hiding here somewhere. Putin! And he's going, kicking the chairs and looking underneath the desks and everything. Putin, where's Putin at? We got to find him, Putin. You know, it's like your car keys are missing. Putin did it, you know. Putin must be laughing his head off all this time.
Did you see they found an abandoned Abrams?
Yeah, I heard about that too, and it's even rusting.
I just turned down the music. YouTube. Yeah, look, nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's rusting though.
Yeah. Guy that drove it his name was Rusty, I think.
There's rust everywhere.
Yeah. How did we miss it for so long? It's even rusting already. And how many did we knock out? We don't even know. Oh. Maria Zakharova commented on the massive wall that they're going to build. You know, they're going to build from Estonia all the way, you know, from, what is it, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. The 700-kilometer wall.
How much is that? 700-800 million?
Oh, gee. I don't think I wrote down, I think it's billions. You mean money-wise? Oh, yeah, into the billions, but I don't know how much. So, but here's what she says about it. Very good.
No photo today, now video.
Yeah, here. Let them build only with spikes, you know, facing inside, you know, at themselves is what she's saying. But you can see it's a joke. Wait, we should maybe go back to the beginning. What did she say there? Because much as you like, let them build only with spikes facing themselves. Because the only threat to the countries of the European Union is themselves and their maniac dependence on Washington and NATO structures. Very good. They are their worst enemy, is what she's saying. No one else poses a threat to them. They invented it. See, they lived in a world where there is no freedom, where there is no free competition, where there is no competition. Again, they live in a world of endless phobias. They live in a world of provocations. They have arranged themselves, and they try to explain to their citizens of EU countries, who is to blame for everything. It's always the Russians. Now they also need to somehow explain to their own taxpayers why the economies of the world's leading EU countries have been collapsing recently, a couple of years ago. Germany, France, well, not taken into their arrest at all. Let's see, how can I explain it? They are coming up with a threat, whatever, statement of the EU countries. They are preparing for Russia to attack them. It seems to me that this is according to Freud. Perhaps then they have such logic that perhaps the United States of America is imposing this logic on them in order to plunge the European continent into some kind of global chaos. She's exactly right on all that. I mean, that should be written down somewhere. You know, it's that they you know, they put the spikes on their side facing them because, you know, they have to fear themselves more than anything. You know, that's a very good thing right there. I think it's funny as hell. Yes, the rabies states. Yeah, let's see. Okay, Trump. Yeah, there's an wait a minute. I had another one. I thought interesting. So, that the U.S. is afraid that Russia will reciprocate. I think it's number 18. It's a photo. That was interesting too. What it is, if I didn't, hopefully it's there. It should be number 18. Hope it's labeled right too.
17 missing, then 19.
17, 18's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, the U.S. is afraid that Russia will reciprocate. This was about all the, like when the United States is giving weapons to Ukraine, to Russia's enemies, then the U.S. is afraid that Russia will reciprocate. In other words, do what the United States is doing to Russia. It's
they
like
should.
Yeah, it's like no, that's the rules-based order. We are allowed to do that, but you have to follow the rules because you are not us. You are not Israel. Only Israel and the United States can do anything they want to do, and the other countries, they just have to ask us very nicely, and then we will let them break the rules. I mean, let them follow democracy. All kinds of crap like that. It's yeah, the U.S. I don't know. That's how it works to me. And there's no document. Putin keeps asking, let me see this document of the rules-based international order and show us what the rules are. And the U.S. hasn't been able to come up with that yet. Nobody has in the West.
Nope.
Because those rules, it would have to state that the U.S. also has to comply.
No, they keep changing.
Yeah, and they change every week, and maybe that's why it's, no, we can't write it because it's still in the works right now. So, but believe me, you're disobeying Russia, so we have to put sanctions on you and give your enemies more weapons. So, and Russia has been hinting, of course, that it's going to be doing that, arming other countries. So they might have already started. I don't know.
Should have been doing it a long time ago.
If you wonder, well, how did Iran and even North Korea come up with hypersonic missiles? It's very possible because the United States has been arming Russia's.
I keep telling you they stole the plans
all the time. Oh, that's right.
Everybody keeps stealing the plans of. USA gets the plans and then someone steals them. They go, shit, and I got to start again.
Yeah, we got to start over again because the plans are missing.
They just finised the plans and then someone steals them again.
Yeah, I know how that works.
Yes.
I know. That's the way that was with me too when I had a car. Yeah. No, anyway, they stole the car. I got to get another one. Anyway. Okay, the negative aspect of Trump on Palestine. One? Yeah, well, there's the biggest one.
Did you see that interview with Putin and Oliver Stone?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah,
I did, but I've forgotten everything about it. I know that was a good one.
Got a copy if you want it. But he said to Oliver Stone, "Doesn't matter who's in, things just remain the same."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why Russia says it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's why Russia does not meddle in the elections of the U.S. That was who's the one that made that up? Was it Hillary? Was it Obama? I can't remember. Hillary made it up in order, I don't know, to try to win, get some points or something like that. But yeah, this is Trump and showing that he's not such a smart guy after all, a nice guy or smart guy. So.
And Hamas. Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
And they should let Israel finish the job. That's not a good line right there, Mr. Trump. You shouldn't have said that. Why don't you talk about peace? I thought you didn't like these people dying.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol.
Oops, sorry about that. Gosh, that sounded brilliant.
Yeah, this is the best line of the debate. Remember this one? This was the best line of the whole debate when we watched the other day. Anybody tuned in?
On the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
Asylum officers?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it.
I can't believe his looks. His looks are priceless in this thing. But, you know, sadly, I have to admit, I think, in my opinion, he looks like he had a stroke, Biden, because I don't know that he's ever looked this bad before. He looks like he's like, I don't know. Looks like he had a stroke like a week ago or something, and they worked really hard on him to get him to recover from it. He doesn't have any paralysis or something, but he's maybe in his whole brain. I don't know.
But if you have a look, it was the next day or the day after in the morning. He was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were
He was at a rally. He was quite. Yeah.
So what time did this take place?
9 p.m. at night.
In his time, Biden's time, huh?
4 a.m. here.
Yeah, so I heard, I don't know, he goes to bed at maybe 9 o'clock, right? And he wakes up at 11, and he goes, has some ice cream on the beach, and that's mostly what his day is. And then they, ventriloquist, somebody sticks a hand up his back and tells him what to say.
Yeah, but people with dementia and all that, don't they have they're better in the morning than in the afternoon and evenings?
I don't know. I know somebody with dementia, and they seem to be quite bad in the morning. They seem like to be real hostile, and start wanting to call the police on you and things like that, So anyway, you know the deal. And
you need to stop doing wrong things.
Yeah.
You need to stop stealing money.
Stealing documents, stealing porcelain dogs. Yeah, and stuff like that. Actually, they might be watching, so I should be careful.
Yes.
But of course they don't speak, that person doesn't speak English.
Yeah, we've got Russian subtitles.
Well, the thing is about this dementia, they forgot that they said it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
forget.
they would say, what is he talking about?
By the time you get home, they'll forget.
Yeah, well, they forgot about it anyway after they said it. So,
okay.
Anyhow, wow, I might have got myself in some trouble. This is live, isn't it? Woo, boy! Yeah.
We haven't got a 20-second cut button. Sorry.
Yeah, but
have to get one.
Yeah, but anyway, the other stuff. I just had some other things afterwards. Some
like this one.
Other videos. Oh yeah, this
presidential elections on.
Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. Khomeini, he said that if Israel attacks Lebanon, that Israel would get obliterated. He didn't say anything about wiping off a map. He didn't say that Iran is going to do it. I think what he's saying that Hamas has probably got a lot more and powerful weapons than Israel thinks they do.
Yeah, but didn't Israel got beaten last time? They
twice, I guess. I think I can't remember the other time. They keep wanting to push the boundaries and say they're going to kick butt on the Hezbollah, and Hezbollah, a band of people that don't have a country or nothing, keeps kicking butt on, what was it, the fourth most powerful military in the world, or the Middle East? Yeah. Oh. So yeah, that's one of them there. But we'd have to get off YouTube probably.
For what?
There's one that has it's got some good music.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually, I just have a few more little things. So we'd have to get off.
And this is remember, this was the next day with Joe and his wife. You think?
Oh,
you think his wife's running him? Is his enabler this one?
Oh, is this when she says "good boy"? You
yeah,
put up the lid on your potty seat. Yeah. Oh.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
He won the debate. Oh, no, that's not the right answer, is it? But he put his potty lid up instead of doing it in his pants. So that's I guess why he.
And do you want to play this one from Roger Waters?
Good boy. What was that again? He was talking about. I was going to get something to drink.
So
I'll be right back.
Drink break. Got a fully stocked bar here, and he's getting a whiskey and coke. He's putting the whiskey in the can now.
That's right.
He's a secret alcoholic. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
So this is huge, he says. What's huge?
Who said it's huge?
Roger.
Roger says it's huge?
Yes. You were shocked how old he was.
Roger said it's huge. He should. This isn't a naked video, is this?
No. When we were talking the other day, you were shocked how old he is.
Yeah. How old did you say?
He's 80 years old.
80. Wow. I know people that are 79 that don't look that. I mean, no, I know people in their 70s that. I mean, look at. He's got more hair than I do.
Even their 60s.
Yeah.
So let's see what he has to say.
So this is huge. So this moment here today of him hugging Stella, Julian and Stella out in the open air, free, hugging, husband and wife hugging one another. It's a huge, symbolically, it's an enormous moment for all of us all over the world, for we the people, because they represent us, their capacity for love and togetherness. And for empathy for their brothers and sisters all over the world is a huge example to the rest of us of how we must continue to resist and resist and resist and resist the evil empires.
The evil empires. He's a good guy, Roger Waters. I think he had some things wrong, and then he's got the courage to back out and say, I was wrong about this, and this is what I stand for. You know, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was about Ukraine and Russia, and then he found out what really happened, and he said, "Oh man, you know." Oh, this is not. It's from Paranoid from Black Sabbath.
We can't play that because
not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube.
Oh, we're still on YouTube.
We're still on YouTube.
Oh, I thought we were off. That's what I was meaning. That's a great song, you guys. It only plays part of it, but you'll have to tune into Rumble to hear it.
Got another Trump one where he says Russia, China, and North Korea are not enemies.
Uh-oh.
You seen this one?
The deep state's not going to like that. Yeah, I saw that.
In all fairness, we have enemies on the outside. China, Russia, North Korea, enemies. But they're not really enemies if you have a smart president. If you have a smart president, they're not enemies. You'll make them do great. We had no problems.
Make them do great?
Us hundreds of billions of dollars, and it was so because they respected our country. Thank you very much. He said they respected you. Thank you. Stand up, please. Who said that? Stand up.
Trump. Stop with the. He's got to stop being so arrogant. I mean, like, oh, I'm great, and all that sort of stuff. But because Biden doesn't have a chance against Trump anyway, and Trump doesn't even need to sing. He doesn't need to. What is it? Blow his own horn or something. I mean, I'm not talking about LGBT blowing things. I'm talking about the, like blowing his own horn. Let's not go there. Okay.
So the U.S. officials are concerned Israel offensive on Hezbollah could drag in Russia.
Yeah, this was.
And apparently, U.S. intelligence claims, always is the claim, that the Russian president has asked Saudi Arabia permission to arm the Houthis with cruise missiles.
Well, I don't know. They got some good missiles of their own already. And yeah, you never know. But I'll tell you what, I think the U.S. actually want a war. They want these wars to be going because this is how they get their money. This is how these politicians, when they run for elections and things, and that's how they get their support is, mostly by the weapons makers. So they want wars and wars and wars. They just don't want it to go a little bit too far. They want to keep it, all the wars to keep going, and they want as many wars as possible. Keep making more weapons.
And got more Belarusian news. It's not actually Belarus news, but it's a Belarusian hockey player, ice hockey. Some people say, hockey others say.
I saw that too.
He got picked in second in the draft.
Yeah,
second in the draft in the NHL.
So they're going to start attacking him because he's from Belarus. He's better keep his mouth shut. Don't say you're from Belarus.
No, because most of the players in the NHL are Russian and Belarusian and all sorts of places like that.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah, I guess so.
And where are we? And we all saw this one after the end of the debate, where the wife leads Joe off the stage.
Oh gosh, this. Yeah, I'm telling you, and everybody's talking about this one too. Just like when he put she congratulated him for putting his potty lid up. I mean, that he answered the questions and had the facts. And look at this. And Trump exits left, stage left. He's probably supposed to go right, but he doesn't know, and she can't get him because he's got a load in his diapers, so he's got a hard time going down those stairs. You should play that again. I mean, he looks like there's a mess back there, and he doesn't want to have it smeared or something like that. Watch him. I remember when I was wearing diapers as a kid. That's how I walked. Watch this. Look at they put the camera there to block him, so people don't see it from this camera angle. Say, oh, watch it. Oh, watch out! Don't let it run down your leg. Oh, it's good. Oh, don't get it on the steps. Oh, see, no.
Yeah.
No, but the guy is
But as we were discussing, New York Times, Washington Post all said it's time for him to go. As we said on the live feed the other day at the end, we said, will he make it to the next?
Well, it is sad. I mean, I don't mean to make fun of him like I am making fun of him, but it's
won the debate. We asked.
It's just that I mean, I tell you what, the real criminals here are including his wife. Everybody pushing him and saying, "Oh, he's great. He's ready to go. He's everything is fine and dandy." I mean, and he's just what do they call that? The Manchurian Candidate. He's just doing the bidding, and he's a puppet. He is a complete and total puppet. And most always presidents are puppets of their political donors, but he is really. I mean, I don't know. You know, he just gets up and says something.
Yeah, this is from the New York Times. To serve his country, President Biden should leave the race.
Yeah.
So they're all saying it now.
Oh, it's like from everywhere. Yeah. The Young Turks and
the old Turks.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to say that.
The Rotterdam Dutch and the Potterdam Dutch are also saying it.
Yes. Anyway, time, please get off. Get off now. Get off.
Time to leave.
Time to leave YouTube and go to Rumble. I'll put the link up there while you're listening to this lovely music.
Please leave by the exits as marked.
I haven't got a mouse, I can't do it. Please go to Rumble and
rumble.
Ready to rumble.
And we're not done making our journeys through the life.
So we've got things we've got to show. You know, last week we got a +18 on the video for saying something. I think it was about an hour.
Oh. Well, you know, the thing is, if we ever get something, other people do it too, but they get away with it. You know,
yeah, we get a +18.
They can say everything about COVID. Like Redacted, they say the word Nazi all the time.
Yeah, I can't get off Rumble at the moment. Off YouTube.
You can't get off.
Can't get off. Can't get off.
Getting old, can't get off anymore. But
let's try that again.
They don't want us off. Maybe they love us now on YouTube.
They're not letting us go.
Let my people go, YouTube. What the heck? Are you serious? Maybe it's frozen up or something like that. Maybe like the Russian assets or something. They froze it.
Well, they're not letting us off YouTube right now. Hang on,
man.
Give me a second. You can just chat there for a second.
Yeah, well, let's see. What can I chat about? Nice weather we're having, everybody. Actually, I can talk about that weather. You know, I think it was 34 degrees here in Minsk. I was walking with a work colleague. By the way, today was my last day at the zoo. And yesterday I was walking with a colleague, and she might even, maybe we can see her on the show because she speaks very, very, very good English. And anyway, and she was telling me, she said, wait until it gets to 40 degrees. They sometimes get 40 degrees Celsius here.